In this Introduction to Turk's Head Knots video series, we're doing the tying of a Spanish ring knots from a 3-part 5-bight Casa knot. And we'll go to the drawing in my book on tying this particular Spanish ring knot. Now earlier I did a video of tying a Spanish ring knot from a 3-part 4-bight Casa knot, and some people use it, but this is the one that I learned to tie from Bruce Grant's book, and it's the one that I use all the time. I just think it's easier to tie. It fits on reins and things that I braid better than the smaller one, and I just prefer this knot. But some people like the other one. I know the Spanish ring knot that is shown in Brian Newbert's braiding video is the other Spanish ring knot tied from a 3-part 4-bight knot. And each one has its own purpose because they are different sizes. Even though they're the same width, and they look the same, they will fit on things differently because of the number of bites. What we will show, first off, how to tie the 3-part 5-bight Casa knot, and we have shown that in our video series on 3-part knots. We will show it again here, and we do a free run, an over, and an under over, which to me is the most important knot to learn to tie, is that knot right there. And it is a 1, 2, 3-part 2-bight knot. Now we are going to cross our bites. So I pulled that back, I crossed my bites, and I go under over to lock that in. Now in the earlier knot, Spanish ring knot that we tied from the 3-4, we come in alongside of our standing end and finished and went through the knot and started our enlargement process over here. On this knot, which we are right here, finishing up our 3-part 5-bight knot, we start the enlargement process to a gaucho knot, from a Casa knot to a gaucho knot right here. And you go over 2, and now we turn and do the next half cycle, which is an under 1 over 2. So let's repeat this. We finish this knot with an under 1 over 2, starting our enlargement process right here with this over 2. Now we turn and go under 1 over 2 on the back side of our standing part. Now we have an under 1 over 2, and we just keep repeating that until we come back to our pair. Under 1 over 2. If we'd made a 3-part knot with more bites, you'd have to do that more times. Okay, now we're back to our pair. And I mentioned this in the earlier video on the Spanish ring knot. A pair is different than a set of tracks. Set of tracks, you're looking at it going this way, and you'd be splitting tracks by going over, under, over. But in a pair, you split the pair going across the pair. So now we're going under 2, splitting the pair, and out over 2. Under 2, and here's our over 2. And that's another thing. as your last over is where you're going to turn back into your knot. When you come out over, you're always going to go back into your knot through this path. You don't want to cross back over the last one. You got to stay in front of it. So that helps you understand where you're at in a knot. That is important. Here's our over two, and we turn and go back into our knot. Okay, here's our pair. So we're going to go under two on over two, splitting that pair. I know we're giving a lot of information here on a little knot that we could tie pretty quick. But here's our knot. That's our last over. So we're turning to go back into our knot, go under two, split that pair, and go over two. And that brings us back to our standing end. So we go in alongside of our standing part to finish this knot. Now, if we were going to enlarge to a 3-pass knot, we would continue with this process and go out over 3 and come back in under 1 or under 2 over 3 through the knot. But we're stopping here, so it is under 2 alongside of our standing part. And that finishes our 2-pass, 5-part, 8-bight Spanish ring knot. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.